It's 8-bit, you little shit, that's right, punk. Just rage and quit, I don't care, don't give a fuck. It is time for me to go level up. It's 8-bit, you little shit, that's right, punk. Just rage and quit, I don't care, don't give a fuck. It is time for me to go level up. Alright, so I think it's pretty well established that Superman 64 is one of the worst pieces of shit games ever made, but thankfully we're talking about a Superman game that's not on N64. Now we're talking about one for the Sega Genesis. I don't know why, we're just on a roll with Genesis games, I don't know. Taking a break from the Nintendo. Unfortunately though, this game is actually pretty shitty. It's not as bad as N64 Superman, but still, it's pretty bad. One of the few good things about this game is the graphics. They actually look pretty damn good. I do wish the character sprites were a little bit bigger, and also the backgrounds ain't doing too hot, but for the most part, the graphics actually ain't too bad for a Sega Genesis game, especially one of its earliest. But to me, the most important thing about a video game is the gameplay, and that's where the game really starts to suffer. Now, I was lucky to play this shit with some cheat codes because it actually made playing it a lot easier, and I was able to barrel through at least 3 or 4 levels. But if I wasn't playing them with cheat codes, I heard this game is hard as a motherfucker. And even though you got some familiar Superman characters, at least I'm assuming they're familiar, unfortunately in my youth, I wasn't reading comic books. I was busy probably reading stuff like Garfield and Calvin and Hobbes and the Boondocks. But despite that, you got some familiar Superman characters in here like the Brainiac and the Prankster, Banana Man, Powdered Toast Man, you know, all the hits, all the classics, all the good ones, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, the thing that really holds this game back is the gameplay. Really, all these levels have you doing is going up against robots because you don't want to have the game that be too violent. You don't want to show Superman beating up on some people now. I mean, clearly, they listened to all the shit that Man of Steel got. They didn't want to do any of that shit. So this time, Superman playing it safe and he's just fighting some robots. It's okay. But the thing that really brings down the gameplay is the controls. I mean, yeah, I know it's Sega Genesis, you got 3 buttons to work with, and they give you 3 main attacks, but the stuff they have you doing as Superman isn't even cool. And some of the shit doesn't even make sense. The man is known for flying, and yet the controls on his flying suck so hard. Like, there's this bullshit ass combo move where you're supposed to jump up and then it's supposed to go into flying, but this shit is super convoluted. I mean, once you get to a wall, you have to back up a little bit and then you gotta do a double jump to get up to another building. It's Superman! And one of the abilities you're supposed to do is you're supposed to stick your arms out and spin around and you can drill through the floor. Really though, it just makes it look like he's trying to do the helicopter dance move. And in between some of the levels, you have these mini games where you're flying around in space and you're trying to shoot at things. You know, you're like shooting laser beams at oncoming projectiles. And I mean, it does break up the gameplay, but you think after doing it once, they wouldn't have you do it every other mini game, right? Like every single mini game in between the main levels has you doing this, and it gets boring after a while. Really, all that needs to be said is this. Not a great Superman game, but it's still better than Superman on N64. That's the one silver lining here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm just gonna put this shit down and I'm gonna go back to the real Man of Steel. I think you all know who I'm talking about.
Fuck you, look what you done. I'm the one